NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has said that Turkey's security concerns over Swedish and Finnish NATO membership are legitimate. The two Nordic countries applied to join the alliance last month in light of Russia's war on Ukraine. But Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has raised objections, accusing them of backing Kurdish opposition groups Ankara considers terrorist organizations.
In Helsinki, the message to Ankara was clear. NATO is listening.
We are working hard with our NATO ally Turkey, and also with Finland and Sweden to address those issues that Turkey has raised. And these are legitimate concerns. This is about terrorism, it's about weapons exports.
The Finnish president also stressed that talks were ongoing, but neither hinted at any progress. Turkey's President Erdogan took his NATO allies by surprise last month when he said he would block Finland and Sweden's membership bids, accusing them of harbouring people linked to the Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK, which is listed as a terrorist organisation in both countries. Turkey also accuses Sweden of backing the People's Defence Units in northern Syria. Ankara regards the mainly Kurdish militia as an offshoot of the PKK, a view not shared by its NATO allies. The two Nordic countries placed Turkey under an arms export embargo after it launched an offensive against the group in 2019. Erdogan has said that embargo is another obstacle on their road to NATO membership.
And for more on this, we're joined by our DW correspondent Terry Schultz in Brussels. Terry, Secretary General Stoltenberg says he has understanding for Turkey's concerns in this dispute. What does that mean?
Yes, that's what he said, and Stoltenberg has offered himself as a mediator in this dispute. So he is walking a very fine line. He needs to make sure not to antagonize Turkey further so that it will put up even more resistance to Finland and Sweden joining. At the same time, particularly as a fellow Nordic leader, Stoltenberg doesn't really believe, I'm certain, that Finland and Sweden are knowingly harboring terrorists or exporting weapons to groups considered a terrorist by the European Union and by both of these countries themselves, the PKK. So we need to listen carefully to what Stoltenberg said. He said Turkey's concerns about terrorism and about weapons exports to terrorist groups are legitimate concerns. He did not go so far as to say he thinks either of these two countries are doing that. But again, with Turkey already being a member and with all 30 allies needing to approve the accession of Finland and Sweden, he needs to make sure to be listening to Ankara, to make sure Turkey feels like it's being taken into consideration. At the same time, he needs to keep up hopes in Finland and Sweden that this bold move they've taken to apply for membership in the alliance are kept alive. And
just to get into the details here, between the two countries, Turkey seems more opposed to Sweden joining than Finland. Tomorrow, Stoltenberg meets with the Swedish Prime Minister. What do we expect there?
That's true. Sweden does seem to be more of a bullseye for Turkey than Finland does. And the Finnish president today expressed his surprise more than once in that press conference that Turkey is opposing his country. He said that he'd received assurances many, many times that Turkey supported Finnish membership. So he's clearly very disappointed in that, President Sauli Niinistö. Tomorrow in Sweden, you're likely to hear Secretary General Stoltenberg say more of the same, that Turkish concerns need to be taken into account, that he is going to be discussing with the three countries intensively how you can resolve this. But it truly does seem to be a standoff right now.
And look, I know you don't want a crystal ball gaze, but does it seem like there's a possible compromise?
There has to be a compromise because everybody in NATO, including Turkey, knows that Finland and Sweden would be very, very useful additions to the alliance, that they would make NATO stronger, and that's in everyone's interest. Turkey, I think, at its heart, is not opposed to Finland and Sweden joining NATO. It simply wants to extract the most that it can out of this process, and it has the power to do so right now. Everyone hopes this will be resolved, that the accession negotiations can be opened by the summit in Madrid the end of this month.
Okay, Terry Schultz reporting for us from Brussels. Thanks so much.